What do we know about this so far?
You know, we love the scandals on Wall Street, but this is another one of those. It's really amazing and interesting. But you know, this guy Khan left Credit Suisse. He went to UBS. You know, they're both Swiss companies, very big on wealth management, both of them. That's what they've been focusing on since the crisis. So he went to the rival UBS in Switzerland and tried to then lure some of his colleagues to come work for him at UBS. And Credit Suisse didn't want that, so they hired this spy agency to go after him, and you know, then the whole scandal broke because there was an altercation. They you know, he got into a fist fight with the people following him, etc. Now, what the latest is that the authorization for this spy agency who was following the guy came from the chief operating officer, might have come from the chief operating officer. Right. So that's what they're focusing on. The chief operating officer is very close to the CEO, and that makes everything a little more complicated.
Just point out that this report is based on a person familiar with the situation that Bloomberg talked to.
Right.
Just to make.
All right, so the plot thickens here, and we all love a good Wall Street scandal and story. I mean, I'm the first to admit that, but why does this matter for the bank?
So, I mean, the scandals, because they create these headlines, do hurt the bank's image, and it hurts when they're all, you know, especially European banks are still struggling to get their businesses in line. They're trying to, you know, move away from scandals of any sort. You know, every time the Deutsche Bank is raided by police officers because of some other, you know, reason for a scandal, it looks bad. You know, clients, investors, they don't like these things. And Credit Suisse, again, was actually trying to fix things up, and they were doing a good job, and then this is the headlines you get.
Well, but then it also calls into question the leadership, right? And this is actually something that fundamentally does affect the bank in a very real day-to-day way. And TJ NTM is sort of one of the people who has been sort of looked at, should he remain atop the company if this really comes to fore and is proven out. The story that Bloomberg News put out there, so the board is leaning towards sparing CEO TJ NTM. Do you have a sense of how his tenure is viewed by investors?
But I mean, the investors have been sort of mostly happy with what he's been doing, because he has turned around Credit Suisse. The results of their restructuring is going much better than the multiple restructurings that Deutsche Bank has gone through, for example. But these things do hurt, and you know, in today it might look like the board will spare him, but you know, if the scandal gets thicker, and then he gets more, you know, directly involved at the end, we find out it could hurt him. And so that's a big danger for a company like Credit Suisse, where the leader has been doing things, and now, you know, they're probably on the way up to see the results of the restructuring. Yeah. And then, you know, these questions come up, and then they also have to struggle, and same with UBS, who's going to lead the firm after he's gone, and they haven't gotten there because they have new leaders that they're just trying to make sure that they're doing the right thing. So who's going to be the next one?